What's going on, people? Welcome to United View and welcome to the road trip for our game at Wembley, FA Cup semi-final against Brighton. And I'm nervous. I am nervous. I'm feeling negative. I'm feeling down. I hate to start videos like this. I hate to start as a continuation from yesterday. And usually you get that feeling of before you're about to set off on your way down, maybe you might feel a bit different. Maybe you feel a little bit better. But I'm just really worried about this game, and I haven't changed my mind. I still think this is a 50-50 game. Before I carry on, as you can see, link is in the QR. The link is in that QR code to this video and to the Circl app. Okay, make sure you download it. There's a shifter special for today's game, £500 jackpot. Okay, the link is in the video description below, or you can use the QR code there in the bottom hand corner. And the guys will be playing on the match view as well, so get involved with that. As you know, I'll give you a really quick brief background of what the game is. You enter and it is very, very easy. You can play for as little as £1, £2, etc, etc, £3, and the shape shifter, the circle, will move on throw-ins, on goals, on corners, you name it. Whatever happens, cards, whatever happens in the match, offsides, the circle will move. And it's that simple. If the circle lands on your account via the end of the game, you win the jackpot. It is that simple. There are also different payouts as well throughout various points of the game, but tune in to the match view live for the full rundown on that. But to the game, listen, man, I know we still don't know the exact team news because Erik ten Hag at the time said it was too early to say what it was going to be like with team news because of it was too early. Basically, it was the day after Sevilla, so you had to see in the training in the evening, and obviously the media has not spoke to Ten Hag then. I saw that Anthony Martial had been pictured in training gear before then, so hopefully he's fit, ready to go. There's news, and this isn't to do with this game, this is just in general. Has been some reports that Rafael Varane now will be missing for the rest of the season after having some tests after the swelling had initially gone down on his ankle, and that's looking like a 6-week job. But that's more future problems. Today, look, Luke Shaw's got to come in at centre back surely with Victor Lindelof. Now, with the way Harry Maguire did play in Spain, you'd have to argue that that's a good thing. I think, you know, having him out the side with a more composed player in there, you know, a more mobile player in there in Luke Shaw, that's a plus. Lindelof, okay, isn't Varane, he isn't Martinez, but he's steady. He is steady. Wan-Bissaka against Matoma, surely that is the clash of the game. Surely that is the one where you're looking at it has to be Wan-Bissaka to start. Would you put it past Erik ten Hag throwing in a curveball? Probably not, but in my eyes, that must be Wan-Bissaka going up against him. What a battle that's going to be. Obviously, Brighton have threats all over the pitch, the way they play. You know, they're on the front foot. Their rotation is absolutely brilliant. They play like a 4-2-4 formation as well when they've got the ball. And it's going to be really interesting to see how we deal with that as well. Will we play on the counter attack against them? Will we go for them? Will they sit off on and let us have the ball? Will De Zerbi maybe switch it up with what they do? It is going to be quite fascinating to see. On top of that, the occasion, how do Brighton handle that? Do they just play their normal game? Are they a little bit tentative, a little bit scared? And vice versa. Are we going to get a reaction? Are we going to start properly? Are we going to start well? Midfield three surely will be will be Bruno, who's back in the squad, Casemiro and Eriksen. Those three need to be absolutely on fire to keep us ticking. If not, we will get absolutely destroyed. And you're looking at their, you know, players, you know, I think they go with obviously Dunk at the back, Webster potentially. It's going to be interesting. So Josh is going to be, you know, really angry at this video, but it is what it is. My hands are hurt. I couldn't hold them up that high. But yes, it's going to be a tough game, man. It's going to be a tough game. I think at fullback as well, if Luke Shaw's playing centre-back, what are you guys saying? Are you saying play Dalot left-back again? You know, not his natural position, but is good enough to play there. Or do you go with Malacia? You know, or do you go with Malacia? I don't know. Is it Pascal Gross usually on that side? I think. You know, you got Alexis McAllister just behind the striker, but he can pop up in any area. Danny Welbeck likes to make runs in behind and is very physical. Again, we don't have our first choice centre-back, so that could be an issue. I don't know. I think he goes with Dalot. I'm not sure if Erik ten Hag trusts Malacia in the game of this magnitude after having a little wobble in the last couple of games. Obviously didn't start last week, but and didn't play against Nottingham Forest as well, and had a bad time against Seville. So yes, but one thing Erik ten Hag has shown is that he ain't scared to put players in and trust them. So I don't know, man. I just think if we win today, obviously that is fantastic. We're in the FA Cup final against Manchester City, and I know people don't want to think that forward, but it is hindering on our minds a little bit that if we do get past Brighton, it then becomes about stopping City winning the treble, assuming that they win the league, assuming that they win the Champions League. But you know what? I look at it as just, it is a chance to stop them winning the treble, yes, but I've struggled to look that far ahead because I just think today is so difficult. I think ask me once we're in the final, if we get there, ask me then, we'll start dissecting it then. And also there's a long way to go in terms of the title race. There's a long way to go in terms of the Champions League as well. So the whole treble thing, we don't know. We just have to get into the final and say we got a chance to win another trophy, and even better, it's against City. That's all. But right now, you can't overlook Brighton. De Zerbi's a fantastic manager. He's got them playing really well. You know, they're not scared. They deserve to be on this stage. You know, they're not quite a European team yet, but the way they've been playing, they certainly could give a lot of teams a run for their money. I think Bruno coming back is absolutely massive. Absolutely massive that Bruno's coming back, because the fact that he was missing in Seville, I'm not going to say it was completely different. I'm not going to say that, you know, we would have won if he played, because we've seen so many times in the big occasions that we've struggled. But what I will say is that he's a massive miss whenever he doesn't play. There was a big gaping hole in our midfield that had Bruno's name on it. And, you know, in terms of chance creation, in terms of putting himself about, in terms of getting in people's faces, being a pest, being a nuisance, being a leader, he does it, and he does it well. I know other fans can moan and say, oh, he's this, he's that. And listen, I think Bruno is one of the most overhated players in the league. You could talk about overrated and underrated, etc. I actually think it's overhate. I think he's just hated for reasons that just annoy people. But when you look at the numbers, when you look at how he consistently affects games and how important he is for us, he's massive. And yes, the way the team's going to go forward in the future with different midfielders, you can argue that, etc, etc. But right here, right now, and since Bruno has come to this football club, he's been absolutely massive for us, and he's going to be great to have back today for sure. Rashford, man, need a big game for him. He's got to be on it as well. And Jadon Sancho, look, if Martial, do you know what? If Martial's fit, yeah, I wouldn't even start Jadon Sancho. Obviously, I would go with Rashford on the left, which obviously we will, if that's the case. Jadon's got a lot to do right now. He's got a lot to do. And then obviously when Martial has to have his customary substitution, then you put Rashford in the middle, then obviously you have to bring on Jadon. But, you know, I think we have to be intense from minute one. We can't have any passengers at all. So tune into the match review. Keep those guys company. I'm nervous. Have I changed my stance? No, I still feel a little bit negative. Maybe it'll feel a bit different when I get in the stadium and get the atmosphere going. But please, boys, we just got to show resilience. We've got to show that we can bounce back, because the mentality has just been far too fragile, far too often. Of course, we've had positive steps this year. Of course, we've made progress. And I think as long as we get in the top four, no matter what happens, we've made progress this season. Obviously, another cup would be unbelievable, especially with the opposition we have to face to win it. But my thing now is just go and show some minerals, boys. Go and show that we can bounce back. I'll see you guys there. Take care. Peace.